Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Legacies. This is episode 2 of season 3. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed all of season 1 and 2 so far and the start of season 3. We're still continuing with the Necromancer storyline as well as the Malavo as well. Like, we're kind of integrating them now. It's really interesting. You know, the Necromancer has got possession of the dark magic, and the way he got that is he made a deal with Rick. He said, look mate, you know, Josie's got the magic, I can take it off her, and I can also give you back Landon, give you back Alyssa, Chad and Raphael. You know, all of them was previously dead, and he was saying, look mate, that's the deal you got to take. I put it on the table. You either get these 4 back and transfer me the magic, or you let it consume Josie. It's up to you. Rick made that deal and chose to obviously then hopefully go after the Necromancer in the future, and everybody come back into the present except for Landon. And because Landon didn't come back, neither did Hope. She was still asleep, you know, she was still in the spell. And they put it, you know, they said it in this episode that basically the reason why she was still asleep is that she could sense that Landon hadn't returned to the present, and she later on explained that when she did return, that she didn't want to live pretty much in a place where Landon wouldn't be. She wouldn't like it, you know, like she wouldn't be able to live without him. So it's interesting. Like I said, it does build their relationship and shows that they're a strong couple and they really love each other. I like it, you know, been consistent with that for all the way through it, so that's good. But we're seeing as well that even though Alyssa did come back into the present, she was still the mean girl. She was still picking on everybody. She was picking on Josie. She's blaming her for everything that she done, which, I mean, if that's her opinion, that's totally fine. But she was just, yeah, being so mean. They went on a field trip and they was having like a tug of war. Josie ended up getting pulled into all of the mud, and then everybody was laughing at her again, and Lizzie was trying to help all episodes stick up for her, and Josie was like, look Lizzie, you know, you're actually just making things worse. You're going back to the old Lizzie. Just let me deal with it myself, you know, like, I put people through troubles, I put people through pain, and if they want to pick on me, just let them pick on me. You know, interesting how I look at it. I didn't think that Lizzie deserved to kind of get a bit of like hatred or a bit of anger towards her, because all she was technically trying to do is help her sister, because she could physically see everybody picking on her as well. But I guess everybody deals with it their own way, and if that's the way Josie wants to go with it, fair play. But what actually happened as well is Lizzie was arguing with Alyssa, and she ended up saying something mean to her, because, well, Alyssa's just mean to everybody, and Lizzie fought back. She said something mean, and she couldn't take it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Alyssa couldn't take it, and she stormed off. And that, I always think, if you're big enough to give it out, you've got to be big enough to take it. And she obviously decided that that was it. Enough's enough. I'm leaving the school, and she left. As she was leaving, she was with Chad. He ended up being sick, spewing up blood or whatever, and I'm assuming Chad's died, because then we ended up seeing her cut, and she was stood with a Necromancer, and he said, look mate, I give you an offer. You can have the same fate as Chad, or you can come over, you could join the dark side pretty much, and you could be my, like, advocate, you could be the person that works for me. And looking like she's taking that deal. So, I mean, that's well interesting. She was killed, brought back, and now she's been put back on the Necromancer's side. Also, yeah, a monster come again to kill everybody. He was looking after this magical sword, the one that Rick took from the armory to kill Kai, and it pretty much got stuck in a rock. And it's one of them things, kind of like Thor's hammer, you know, like, whoever could pick it up is worthy. No one could pull it out. We all thought that it was Hope. She was still in this, obviously, sleep, and they thought that the monster was going to come and destroy everybody. Excalibur's sword, I think it's called. But randomly, mate, RAFAEL come, he lifted it up, he was worthy, he went, he killed the monster. Really interesting. And he was told that he was a descendant from King Arthur, so I think that is well good. And then obviously at the end of the episode, Landon decided to jump back in his body. You know, he didn't want Hope to be left in pretty much like this coma state, and you know, he was trying to not return to his body so the Necromancer couldn't attain the full dark magic. But, you know, there's going to be ways around it anyway, and it's better if he's back in the present and helping the team out with Hope and his girlfriend, and obviously his brother RAFAEL and all that, and that's what he decided to do. So everyone's back in the present. MG and Lizzie are getting closer again, really good, I like that. And obviously Josie's dealing with it in, well, like her new kind of awkwardness with everybody differently than you would expect. You know, she suppressed the powers, she put it in a coin in a piggy bank, and now she said last episode that she's going to go and take some time away and spend it with Caroline, just like Lizzie done. So, I mean, again, really interesting, because Lizzie did come back with a changed character, and hopefully Josie does too. So thanks for clicking on today's episode. If you do like it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 2 of season 3 of Legacies. interesting start. Castle on fire. I'm saying this is RAFAEL. Oh, check this out, mate. Almost like Thor's hammer.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up.
What? We know you're descended from King Arthur's bloodline. Everything I'm saying could have happened.
You've always wanted to be special. I've just wanted to be normal. Have a home, friends, and a family.
Just give me my book back, please.
This book?
Yes, that book. Let me get.
Just give me the book. Oh, wait, hey. Now we're here.
Oh, it's dripping mud. Oh, Necromancer's got him again. Oh, that don't look good, does it, mate?
I thought you said Chad was walking and talking yesterday. Why does he look like he's been dead for 3 months?
I don't know.
Oh, why would he do that? Because he's smart, mate. Literally, he will have both. He could be in the same position that he was with the 4 dead and the powers. Because he brought them back, gave him a false front, took the powers, and then got his men back. Mate, that is really clever. I mean, if he's done it that way, that's really clever. Because obviously, he could pretend that they're back, and then he just dropped dead again after he's consumed it.
Who's doing the magic analysis?
I think Miss Featherwood.
We can do it ourselves.
Getting the hell out of here.
You don't want to wait for the results?
Is waiting around gonna change anything, Lynn?
We had a deal.
Oh, I'm well aware.
I kid. You really didn't have to get me anything.
Stop playing games. This was all you're doing.
No strings attached.
Oh, bother.
But as I was the one who brought them back to life.
Who's doing them all over again? So they are gonna die.
The wolf, most definitely. By sunrise, I'd imagine. Chin up. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Super Squad always saves the day. What do you need us to do?
Anything we can.
We gotta be realistic about our odds here.
Innit, you do?
Leave the worst case scenario up to me.
We have to respect his privacy. Keep our distance unless he chooses to reach out to us.
Have them keep trying any and all healing spells.
Already on it. Plus, we gave RAF an elixir that links him to the lunar cycle.
There's only one problem with that. RAFAEL took off.
Do you know what I never understand about? I mean, it happens in not just this show, in the originals and the Vampire Diaries, is when push comes to shove, they find a spell that's never been done before, when they've only got like a ticking clock. Got 4 hours to do this spell that no one's ever done in 1,000 years. Don't worry, I found it. Do you know what I mean? It's a TV show, so I have no problem. I don't want RAFAEL to die, so I actually do want them to find it. I'm just saying it does make me laugh, and I do like how Caleb was just being realistic, mate. He was being realistic.
Your big dope plan.
Go and see his dad.
Camping.
Yeah. A whole lot of fishing, grilling, and chilling. Hey, I hope you don't mind me bringing my dad along for the fun. Hello.
You want to just wait or
It's fine.
Oh,
we can...
he's sad.
go where?
It's not a big deal, though.
Oh, what's he seen? Wait, is his dad in there or not? You know, has he seen him, or is he just not in there, but he's just scared and he's like, actually, let's just leave? It was a bit confusing, that one.
Your day just got a lot more interesting.
Still get my one phone call, right?
Oh, so you do know how phones work.
Somebody's gone to great lengths not to be found.
And I can't be running around helping you whenever you want.
That is your job, you're a police officer?
You will. I had Caleb compel you to forget. I had him tell you to listen to me in case of life or death.
This is the reconstituted Malivore pit.
I guess we could throw a rug over it.
We will do no such thing. You clearly do not understand the power dynamic at play here.
How are you gonna raise Malivore? What's your, plan? Because I'm not signing up until I know exactly what our mission statement is.
I do like that, actually.
None of them worked.
Not as intended.
I link Landon to RAF. Landon would have to die and resurrect every single day. We don't know how many lives Landon has left. We could kill them both. I might have another idea.
I'm sure he'll be back soon.
I may never get to say goodbye, Lan. I just wanted one day to be normal again.
Hey, camping trip's over. Y'all gotta get y'all asses back to school.
Hope has a plan.
But if we modify and reforge the trident, then a siphon like me can use it to transfer energy instead of consciousness. Unfortunately, it has to be Phoenix energy.
Which is probably why Hope isn't here to tell me herself.
That's it?
Are you expecting more?
Malivore is your servant.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
I didn't say it was a bad plan. I get why you're pissed at Malivore, but don't you think you should do more with all that black magic than bring him back? The spell's a sequel, right? That means it has to be bigger and badder than the one before. We bring back all the monsters.
Tell you what, before this goes, that guy's muscly as anything. He's got to beat her, but she might be supernatural. That is a good dynamic between them. Do you know what I mean? He thinks he's all it, yeah, and he's just simpleton, really. And you know, and then she's like, "Look, mate, you need to go. That's a good plan, but it could be better. You could do this, this, and this." And he's like, "Ooh, yeah." You know what I mean? Like, she would be pretty. See, playing to her character strength, she's kind of like, I don't know, a meanie person. Get her in a meanie storyline. Two personalities fit together. She would work well. She stands out real, like she proper stands out when she's around people that like the squad when they're trying to do good things, and then you got her in a corner like boo. Do you know what I mean? Like, but we're here, she's around her own like kind, so it's pretty good.
Fools and their money.
Oh, I already know I can't win because I know that you're a werewolf.
Well, no name, but the fork of saving your ass has a nice ring to it.
You're lucky, you know, to have a dad like him. Makes mistakes because he's trying to protect you.
Hey, it's kind of ironic, huh? Raf spent all day yesterday convincing me to get back inside my body, and today he needs me to give the most important piece of it away. I'd lay in front of a bus for him. At least this plan seems a lot less painful.
Hulk's gonna live forever in it, and he would have, but now I don't know.
And hope your moral support, so don't screw it up. There isn't any magic in the Moppet to siphon.
She means I'm not a phoenix anymore.
I missed something. What are they calling Landon? A moppet? A muppet? I don't know what they're calling him.
I should have known. I can feel it. I feel different.
I can't believe that this is happening.
We'll run more tests.
I want to make the most of whatever little time that I have left.
What are you gonna do with me?
Take you to your son. It's a complicated story, but he only has one day left to live. He deserves to have people by his side who love him. He should have his mother.
He's better off without me. She can go, if it's what you want.
She heard what he said. She's not like compelled
She'll
her.
come back.
I do think she'll come back. Unless she really loves being a wolf, it wouldn't make any difference, would it? She'll still be alive with one life, because they only have one life, don't they?
I can see that you're not in the mood for a party. It's okay, Hope. I'm serious. I'm not afraid. I believe that everyone gets their own version of heaven. I'm gonna appreciate everything I can while I'm here. Supernova that we can actually see with our naked eye. And that's once in a lifetime. It's one last favor. It's for Landon.
Sorry, I can't right now.
He just said, right, he wasn't scared, where before, right, he sat on the porch with Landon and said, I'm scared. He went in the house, didn't he, come out and said he's scared. So, like, why are you contradicting yourself? But he just said his version of heaven's going to be like, he's going to play it on repeat, you know, his favourite day is his being surrounded by his friends and family, right, which is great. But somebody's perfect day in the present world where they live a busy life could be nobody. You know, my perfect day would be just a nice day by myself, nobody around, calm, chill, sit down, drink in the hand, in the garden, no TV, no phone, no people, just me and the sun, chilling. But then if that gets picked as your heaven day, you're going to be lonely, are you? Because for the rest of your life, you're just going to be you on your Jack Jones. So, like, if you look at it that way, it's interesting.
What's with the long faces? Come on, I wanted this to be a party. Like the one the first night when I came here. Just think of something funny or something stupid or embarrassing that I did that you'll always remember. Beat poetry thing I did.
Then there was that one time you turned with your uniform on. Pretty wild seeing a full-blown werewolf with a tie around his neck.
Man, come on, bring your ass outside. Wait, I know you got dirt on me for days.
I just can't pretend.
Then let's bounce.
That's his solution to everything, isn't it? These two.
I got what I needed from here.
I'm scared, Dad. Raf's not gonna make it, and there's nothing we can do.
Don't give up on her yet.
Werewolves are instinctual.
She's a mother, like me. I am counting on her instincts, because we all make mistakes with our kids.
I hope she comes later. Oh, here we go.
Bro, you were right. This is so much better. I really thought Hope would find a way. Hope doesn't scare easily. What'd you say to her?
I was gonna ask her to look out for you.
Now that she knows I'm not a phoenix, she won't let me step foot outside.
It's true, isn't it? Two random foster kids have both got supernatural powers. What the odds? The wolves are coming for him.
You didn't ask the pack for this, but we thought just in case.
Oh, that's good, Jed. This is one of the big positive things. Like a parent that's embraced him once he's found him. I love it.
Lizzie, did you see the supernova?
It's kind of hard to miss it.
Oh, ascendant.
Is that what I think it is?
I had an idea.
Hope, to me, is looking leaner. She's looking like she's toned down a bit, slimmed down a bit. Now, I never thought she was big before, but it's just when you see, do you know what I mean? I always say that because I always have to reiterate, I never thought that they was big before or anything like that. Just when somebody changes, you notice a change. I feel like her face is looking pointier and like her arms looks a bit slimmer now. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. Might have just been the camera angle then, but interested to see that because I think we had that. Well, when Elena come back, oh man, Elena looked well different, and she had a bob cut as well. You know, Elena did look like she toned that. I've had it from Rebecca before. You know, Claire Holt, she come in as well, and I think like season 4 of the originals, she looked like as well, like she'd grown up and slimmed down and got like just leaner. But like I said, I think Rebecca's well beautiful, and I never had a problem with her before and the present. So it's the next day after she's put the spell on him.
I mean, Raphael's literally gone. I didn't know werewolves disappear when they die.
Yeah, explain to me as well. I want to know what's going on.
Raphael told me what his version of heaven looked like.
Hey, she created a world for
me
him.
an idea.
How you feeling, son?
Is this heaven?
Depends on your definition.
You're so tall. Just like your grandfather.
Oh, look at him, mate. I'm actually really happy for him. He better come back in the show, though. Like, I'll be disappointed if he leaves.
Your friends can explain a lot better than we can.
So Lizzie and I used the Coven Ascendant and Supernova to give Ralph peace as he defined it.
I never doubted that you were gonna survive this. I knew it, though.
I'm gonna miss you, man.
Because a prison world is only a prison if you're alone. We can't stay, but he can. Everything he needs to keep him safe and happy with his family, always and forever.
It is interesting.
Maybe that's what heaven is.
Feels like a proper send-off. You know, like you actually give someone when you actually leave.
Hope was right about another thing, too. Goodbye sure do suck.
It's more like see you later. Our world won't be the same without you, man.
The only promise that I need is that you'll live your last life like we always talked about.
Are they together now in this
That's what
world?
I'm gonna do with them. Just sucks that I gotta leave this one behind.
Yeah, I love you, brother.
Hey, so. Technically, his parents must be descendant from Martha as well. You know, because if he is, they must be, or one must be.
Hey,
Yo, that chicken looks
sure you
crispy.
still want to do this with me?
I was already living my life like a hermit.
Besides, other people and I haven't gotten on so well lately, so your father and I are...
All in. Did you guys know we're royalty?
Oh, see, told ya.
When did you get back?
Like an hour or two ago. I mean, I figured you'd want to say goodbye to Ralph alone.
Can send you.
Lizzie can send you back.
I'm not seriously suggesting I go back to the prison world.
Even though we saved Ralph, it still feels like we lost him. And you of all people know what that does to me.
I mean, you're gonna have to spend the rest of your life worrying about and protecting.
Landon.
Now that I'm not special.
Why are you picking a fight about this?
We only work when I'm unbreakable. And today, when you were telling me that I go back to being just me, you didn't say that it'd be okay. Admit that. And what you want isn't living. Hope.
I get the final part where he's coming from. I mean, do you know when he said then that when he was going to lose everything and Hope didn't say anything? It wasn't a time and a place to say out though, was it? Like, really? Like, that would have been kind of making that whole ring situation about transferring the life of Raphael to try and keep him alive to a relationship conversation between Landon and Hope when that it was not the concern at that present moment. But I get where if he's took that objective look from it, I understand it, and I understand what he's saying at the end. I agree with the fact that, well, I was laughing before, Hope's going to lock him in the bedroom, do you know what I mean, a boundary spell. But that is, again, you know, that's not living. That's obviously like, you know, you kind of imprisoned yourself. You're always looking over your shoulder, like, and so you're not actually truly living. But the thing is, what I don't get is she loved him before any of us knew anything to do with supernatural, so he can't use that one like now I'm weak again, you know what I mean, like now I'm weak, you blah blah blah. It's like, no, because before you even were strong or had any powers, she cared for you.
All the monsters incarcerated in his accursed pit are liberated. We shall hold dominion.
Partners. That's what we said.
Why am I returned?
Because you're an all-seeing oracle.
Will our plan fail or succeed?
It shall come to pass as you have described.
He's
And
got
what
it
about
right.
the Salvatore students?
You're right. Partner.
Right, let's be honest, yeah, let's call a spade a spade. She brought a solid asset towards that team then. You know, she asked him his plan, she told him, she's like, could be better. I'm assuming she's come up with the idea of getting him back to ask him about the future and, you know, we plan to do this and this, is it going to work? Yeah, buzzing. No, okay, drawing board again. Now, when he was in it last time, though, he never told an answer until you got rid of solved. So I wonder if he's just chatting there, you know, like, because we was always told, they asked him a question, he's like, no, solve my riddle, I will answer it. I didn't see any of them solve anything. So again, I will be interested to see how that one goes. Now, it's been quite an interesting episode. Like, Landon is obviously mad with hope because, I don't know, he thinks that he's come back as a normal mortal person now. So he thinks that she's going to be hardcore wanting to protect him, not let him out of her sight, not let him have like free will to help the team again. You know, he's not part of the squad no more when monsters come, and she's always going to be looking over his shoulder. But also, again, he feels like, I don't know, they maybe lost connection between each other because of this sort of stuff. And that's why she kind of wants to send him away as well. Because again, because he's not supernatural and he can't bring anything to the table in that aspect, that he might as well go and be with RAFAEL, who they sent away because he was going to die. Because obviously it was an interesting twist that it's because it's a necromancer that brought him alive, like the King of Death or something, that he was always originally going to die. And they found his mum and his dad, and they've decided to send him over into a prison world with himself. Now, the thing to me is that it felt like a send-off to RAFAEL. It actually did. You know, usually when you get that with the whole crowds down and the songs and the goodbyes, I would say 99% of the time that we've seen in this show and stuff, they have been proper send-offs. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I feel like he's still possibly not gone, because this King Arthur thing, to me, it would be dead pointless in dropping it in if it's not going to play a bigger story. You know, last episode he just pulled it out. You are worthy. Next episode, yeah, you're dead. You're in a prison world. Might not see you again. It's like, okay, you know, if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. But let's hope that we play a bit further on into that and it has a bigger impact, because he did mention it to his parents at the end. You know what? We're part of like a royalty, you know, so it's interesting. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I was just saying there, Landon, he is not happy with Hope. It looks like they're going through a rough patch. I don't know, it can look like a breakup, but to me, when you're in a relationship, you have fights, don't you? You don't break up. I mean, as a show, I think that's what he's kind of trying to insinuate, that they're going to break up. But in terms of like relationships, everybody has fights, don't they? You don't just break up because you have one fight and one disagreement. And like I've been saying consistently, I feel like one episode, these hardcore do anything to save each other's lives, and like they go on that I can't live without you. Do you know what I mean? Hope was in a coma / sleep because she couldn't live her life without Landon being in the present, and then the direct next episode after it, they possibly, you know, like relationship on the rocks. It's dead random. Like again, Landon didn't want to go back into his body because he didn't want to hurt anybody and his friends and his, do you know what I mean, like everybody around. And then he ended up going in for Hope because he didn't want her to be incapacitated just like himself. And like again, as I said, next episode it looks like relationships is on the rocks, but they've done so much for each other. And, you know, he's picked her over Josie, and, you know, she's fought to get back to him, and she's been to Malvo and all this stuff. And it's just, I think they, as a couple, have done so much to prove that they should be together, that we shouldn't play against them not being together. I just think that that is one relationship that should just be set in stone and move forward. Yeah, we can have ups and downs and disagreements. Relationships do that, no problem. But let's not, like, pit them against each other and possibly break up. I want them to stay together. Now, we're saying with the Landon, with the RAFAEL storyline, it's interesting. I like how he's been sent to a prison world with his parents. I feel like it is. I don't know if he's actually gone or not, because I do feel like it was like a goodbye. And I also feel like in season 2 he's absent pretty much for the whole season, and I don't know if it's because he's filming something or he's doing stuff or whatnot, but the send-off that he would have got would have been okay, but he wasn't in it enough to kind of get his storyline into that position. He was just like with his dad. The next time we seen him, like 5 episodes time, he was tied up and was like, he's dead, you know. So I think that they tried it that way and they thought, all right, we'll give him a better send off, and then this one was like a better way, you know, bring him back, give a bit of hope, friends, family, centre of the world, you know, all happy, goodbye to everybody, nice storyline with Landon, goodbyes and all that stuff, gives a sword, and you know, happy family, happy life, living his best day. And I feel like that is a better send off than before, and I don't know if that's what he was trying to conclude to, because like I said, I don't know if he's in the show or not. I don't check up on it, but I feel like it was a goodbye anyway. Like Rick as well, it was interesting with the female police officer. We've not seen her in a while, and you know, he expressed that when MG compelled her, that he also compelled her to like do anything Rick said when it comes to like a life and death situation. Now, he never specifically said anything that Rick says in all the time. He did say when it comes to life and death. Now, he said, I'm coming to you because we got a missing person. And she's like, I ain't got time, it's not my job. And it's like, well, no, that is your job, mate. You're a police officer and somebody's missing, a child. I definitely think that's your job to look for him. So, I don't know what the rules are over there, but to me, that's definitely high priority. If a kid's missing, you'll go looking. So, that was quite funny. But like I said, she helped this episode. And we got RAFAEL's mum that we've not seen, and it looks like obviously they're happy together, and she was saying it as well, man. I know how it feels to be a parent, and I know that obviously like they'll do whatever it takes for the children, and that's what Rick does as well. And I like how RAFAEL actually told Lizzie that as well. It's like, mate, you should be grateful for your dad. He's a great guy. Yeah, obviously he does things wrong, but he does things wrong trying to do everything for you to make things better. That is factual, mate. Rick does everything for his kids, even if it's something that poses a negative impact. It's not because like he meant to do that, it's because he's trying to save the day from a problem that's going to occur. So I mean, that was some good advice that he gave Lizzie. Caleb was quite funny as well, you know, he kept saying that he was definitely going to die, and then when obviously like he saved him at the end, he was like, nah mate, I never thought he was going to die. Looks like we're integrating Jed into the story again. Like I said, they've used him quite a few times now. Like before, he was never in it, now they're getting him into it, you know, a couple of things here and there. I like how they were saying about the pack. Usually if, you know, somebody's injured, one of them, unless they come and run into the wolves and ask for the help, they let to go off and, you know, pretty much, you know, die on their own. You see that with animals, don't you? If they get hit by a car or something or whatnot, like they just be on their own and they go and they just lie and they disappear. And you know, that is kind of, it makes sense that the wolves do. I couldn't see a wolf running to the pack and like, help, you know, they just go off and just be with them lonesome. But like, he come back and said, look, I know you'd never asked for this, but I feel like in the context of it, this is what you need, and he gave him his dad. So that was nice from Jed as well, you know, he's fought ahead. So that was good stuff. The Necromancer, good deal, you know, he's got a good partnership going with Alyssa, you know, he laid out his plan. She said it's pretty good, but it could be improved. She's improving it. She's got the guy in, like, looking into the future, saying that, yeah, what you said is going to come into play, it's going to happen, and somebody from the Salvatore school is going to die. They're buzzing, you know, teamwork's a dream work. So I mean, I'm excited to see how that one goes, because like I said, I think the Necromancer is really good, and I think that because she's plays off as like a meanie girl, that they blend really well together, because not every bad person you have to hate. Currently, like I said, because all the school we really love, and then she's dropped into being a meanie, she stands out like a sore thumb and you like don't like her. But if she gets put in this situation with a baddie like the Necromancer, who I actually enjoy, me, people might not, but I actually enjoy, then I might start enjoying her, and then when the Necromancer leaves, I won't mind her character, and then we could just integrate her back into the show. So that is an interesting way. Sometimes baby faces are not the way to go. You need to get a heel. I'm talking wrestling terms now. You get a heel in, a bad air, everyone gets behind a bad air. Yeah, it's pretty good, that, and then you bring them back in. So what they're doing with Alyssa here is much better than what they was doing in the school. So I'm really excited to see how her character progresses, as well as Jed's, and obviously I definitely want to know what's going on with Landon, Hope, and RAFAEL if he's coming back in the show. So if you can't wait as well, as much as I can, and you like today's episode, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, if you watch the full video, it's in the description on the Patreon. It's free, every episode, just click on it and enjoy. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one, everybody. Cheers, guys.